Equity and inclusion are vital for the City of Greensboro's ability to grow and innovate in such a fast-changing environment. One Greensboro is a monthly show that highlights some of the ways the Office of Equity and Inclusion honors the observances listed on our Heritage Calendar and spotlights a City of Greensboro employee in a segment we call The One. These observances are an integral part of the National Equal Employment Opportunity and Civil Rights Program and encourage us to live as one people, one community, one Greensboro.
Welcome to this episode of One Greensboro. During this episode, we plan to highlight some of the months, weeks, and days for groups, ethnicities, and cultures within the City of Greensboro. The Office of Equity and Inclusion is proud to not only have an annual equity calendar for the City of Greensboro, but to celebrate, educate, and bring an awareness of what exists in the calendar as well. The City of Greensboro does not tolerate racism. We stand in solidarity with communities around the world combating racism, injustice, and equity. The city is committed to the eradication of any form of racism in our workplace and our community. We strive to be a part of the solution by addressing the inequities that exist by recognizing the events on this calendar. The city will leverage the knowledge and expertise of staff to develop concrete ways and programs to end systemic racism and create equity in our community. This year, we plan to celebrate during our monthly episodes of One Greensboro the following months. During the month of January, we will celebrate Volunteer Day. Volunteer Day of Service is held on Monday, January 18, 2021, in remembrance of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This holiday marks the 26th anniversary of the Day of Service that celebrates civil rights leaders' life, his legacy, and in this day, we should commit to serving others. This month also is a time for us to celebrate National Mentoring Month. Quoting Oprah Winfrey, a mentor is someone who always allows you to see the hope inside yourself. In the month of February, we will celebrate African American Black History Month. African American Black History Month was established to recognize the contributions of African Americans and foster a better understanding of the African American experience. During the month of March, National Women's History Month will be celebrated. This month started as Women's History Week in 1978. The month recognizes the important contributions made by women through programs in schools, workplaces, as well as our communities. During the month of April, that's one of my favorites. We will celebrate National Take Our Sons and Daughters to Work Day. The actual day will be celebrated on Thursday, April 22nd of this year. This annual event is an educational program in the United States and Canada where parents can take their children to work with them for one day and see exactly what they do in their workplace. During the month of May, we will celebrate Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. In 1992, legislation was developed designing May as Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. Jewish American Heritage Month is also celebrated in the month of May. This is a month to celebrate the Jewish American contributions and what they have done to make America great since they first arrived in New Amsterdam in 1654. Older Americans Month is also celebrated in the month of May. It was established by a presidential proclamation to honor the contributions of our older Americans to the U.S. society. Now we move into the month of June. June is LGBTQ+ month, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning history month. This month is a month-long celebration and observance where we celebrate the history of gay rights and related civil rights movements. We also recently added as a holiday with the City of Greensboro, Juneteenth. It will be celebrated officially on Saturday, June 19th, 2021 of this year. Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the United States. Finally, in this month, we'll also celebrate Caribbean American Heritage Month. This month has been established to recognize the historic relationship and contributions of Caribbean Americans. Now we move forward to the month of July, National Disability Independence Day. It will be celebrated on Monday, July 26, 2021. National Disability Independence Day is celebrated on this day to honor the anniversary of when the American with Disabilities Act, or the ADA, was passed. In the month of August, we will celebrate Women's Equality Day on Thursday, August 26, 2021. This day commemorates the certification of the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution that gave women the right to vote. During the months of September and October, we have several celebrations. Hispanic Heritage Month will run from Wednesday, September 15th through Friday, October 15th. And this is the month that gives people the opportunity to participate and celebrate ceremonies and activities that recognize the contributions of our Hispanic, Latino, Latinx community in Greensboro. We also celebrate Greensboro Pride during this period as well. It is an opportunity to celebrate the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, questioning, and ally community within Greensboro. Also during the month of October, we celebrate National Disability Employment Awareness Month. During this month, we recognize the many contributions citizens with disabilities make within our society, and we reaffirm our commitment to helping them achieve their full inclusion in our workplace. We also plan to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday, October 11th. Indigenous Peoples Day is a holiday that celebrates and honors Native American people and commemorates their history and their culture. During the month of November, we will celebrate National American Indian and Native American Heritage Month. This month was enacted to celebrate American Indian as well as Alaskan Native heritage. This is so important because of their contribution to the United States. Transgender Awareness Week will be celebrated November 12th through the 19th. During the month of December, we will celebrate International Day of Persons with Disabilities on Friday, December 3rd. We typically partner with the Mayor's Committee for Persons with Disabilities during this celebration, and this is when we will finally promote the rights and well-being of persons with disabilities in all spheres of our society. We are so very thrilled to not only execute, but actually live and breathe this year's equity calendar. So please sit back with us and enjoy each month's episode of One Greensboro. Now we are at United Way of Greater Greensboro, and I am so thrilled to talk to one of the best people that I talk to all the time, I work with all the time, Tracy McLemore, and we're going to talk a little bit about mentoring and what this month means. So hello, Tracy, how are you?
Doing well, Maria, how are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
You're welcome, thanks for having me.
Now, what is your role here at United Way of Greater Greensboro?
I am the Senior Manager of Community Impact Initiatives, and part of my role is oversight of our Mentoring Matters initiative.
Mentoring Matters. Now, can you tell us a little bit about what Mentoring Matters is?
Mentoring Matters is a hub of providers that network together and come for resources and information. And we also host a site for the registry of mentoring programs in Greater Greensboro. We always like to have more, but we have about 13 now, and we have had upwards up to about 30.
30, wow. So tell me a little bit about January, and January is very important. Why, again? Because I know we had this conversation. I'm so excited about the month of January, but why are you excited about the month of January?
I'm excited about January because it is National Mentoring Month, and this is the month that also coincides with MLK Day of Service, and what better time to honor volunteer support to youth in way of mentoring.
in the way of mentoring. Now, you talked about some of the mentoring programs and Mentoring Matters. Can you give us just a snapshot about some of the things or some of the groups that you work with here in Greensboro area?
So one of our programs is the African American Male Initiative, which is led by Communities in Schools program. And they operate a very unique program because they follow a school feeder pattern. They serve boys, 2nd grade through 5th grade, entering into Wiley Elementary School, transitioning to Smith, transitioning to Jackson Middle School, and then into Smith High School. So they serve those young men throughout that time.
And you said it right first, because Smith is my high school, so that's why you put it before Jackson. So you did the right thing.
Okay.
Smith. Yes, go Eagles. So the last thing I guess I want to know, why is mentoring so important? Because I know we have a mentoring program at the City of Greensboro. I mentor some small younger girls in the community as well. Why is that so important, and why should the people in our area get involved in mentoring?
It's extremely important because I think if we all think back, we have not gotten anywhere we are. We don't do anything that we have done up to this day or can count our successes unless we think about those who have had a greater influence on us. And some of that influence has been someone who has been with us for quite some time. That one adult that has been in our lives, that have guided us and served sort of as bumpers in terms of keeping us on the right path, really asking us the right questions, being our listening ear, and really being our guide and supporting us and exposing us to things that we may not have otherwise been exposed to as young people. And we take those things into our later life.
Wow. Well, I am so thankful that, one, this is a month we can celebrate. I'm just happy it's January and it's a new year. But on top of that, with the equity calendar, knowing that this is something else we can add to it within the City of Greensboro, it just brings me joy. So thank you for our collaboration, and thank you for everything United Way does to help our youth and to help this initiative move forward.
It takes 1 hour a week to do so, and everyone can do it. So we invite you to visit our website at UnitedWayGSO.org and check out Mentoring Matters. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
And thank you.
You're welcome.
We're in the same building, but now we're switching a little bit about what we're going to talk about, volunteerism. And I'm so excited. Everywhere I go, I seem to run into friends. And now I'm going to speak with Hope Tyler, and she is with the Volunteer Center of the Triad. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the great events that are upcoming as far as volunteerism in the month of January. Hi, Hope.
Hi, Maria.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am wonderful,
Great.
Wonderful. I always love coming in this building. Always
you.
love it. So, volunteerism, one of the things I've done throughout my lifetime. This month is so special because one of the things we're kicking off our equity calendar with is the Day of Service. And I know you all have some big plans, a little different this year.
Yes.
So if you could tell us about the MLK Day of Service and just kind of tell us what you have planned, if you don't mind. But first, before that, introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
Sure. So thanks for being here. My name is Hope Tyler, and I am the Director of Volunteers and Community Engagement for the Volunteer Center of the Triad. I work with nonprofit members to try to help them get the volunteers that they need in order to fulfill their missions. And you're right, this month is a special month, and it's the Martin Luther King Day of Service coming up on January the 18th. Normally, we would be in person and see about 3,000 to 3,500 attendees, but we've had to go virtual like so many other nonprofits have had to do. And so we've got a really great program lined up that's going to air at 1 p.m. on the 18th. It'll feature service projects, a nonprofit fair, featuring Mentoring Matters agencies. We have local celebrities, we have activities for children, artists, all kinds of things. And the whole goal is to show people how to plug in and help out in the community.
And the whole thing is about service and giving back in the community. Why is that so important? Tell us about what you all do here at the Volunteer Center and why that service is so important.
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit that exists to help other nonprofits. I think people, especially in our community, we have such a great and giving community. I think people really want to help out, but sometimes they just don't know how, and that's how we come in. We work with about 100 different nonprofits, and so anyone can call us or email us, and we can help to match them up with an agency that might fit their passion.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I know I just talked with Tracy a few moments ago, and we have our little banter back and forth. One day I always look forward to annually where I can wear my pink and green
Yes.
for AKA
Yes.
is this volunteer day of service. So is there anything that the members of the community can do to help or get involved on this day? I'm sure you want them to log on.
We definitely want everybody to tune in, and that can be found at our website, which is volunteercentertriad.org. You can also join us live on our Facebook page. But if you want to actually roll up your sleeves and do some good work, we're hosting an MLK Drive cleanup on Saturday, January the 16th. We are hosting a baby needs drive and a food drive, so people can drop off shelf-stable food items and new baby items, and we will make sure the agencies that need those items get them. We're also hosting a blood drive on January the 16th at the Nussbaum Center.
Wow, love it. And again, like I said before, this building is just filled with promise and filled with connecting in our community. And I just thank you also for all the work that you all do in the community. And I'm looking forward to that day of service.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Hope, and you have a wonderful day.
You too.